Ladies and gentlemen, aviation geeks and frequent flyers, my name is David and welcome to this new episode of Brutally Honest, our review series here on the channel. And today I'm at London Heathrow Airport, I'm in Terminal 3 right now, to fly on Virgin Atlantic's brand new Airbus A350-1000 in economy class. And we're going to check whether this aircraft not just meets our expectations, but your expectations as well. So before we board the flight, let's just quickly walk through the expectations so we know what to look out for on today's flight. And as always, I asked you guys on our YouTube channel, on the community page, what you would expect from a flight like this. And we've got some great responses and some great things that I'm going to check. So, right after boarding, waiting for you on your seat, I think this is something very standard for most airlines on long-haul flights. I think there should be waiting for you a pillow, a blanket, and a pair of headphones. I think this is something very basic, and I'm pretty sure that Virgin Atlantic is going to provide that. So it's definitely an expectation for me. Then after takeoff, I believe that there is going to be a small snack being served with the first beverage service before the main meal. And if they haven't changed the snack over the past two and a half years, that's when I last flew with Virgin Atlantic on the Boeing 787-9 to Los Angeles. I'll link the video right up there, so you can check that out as well. So if they didn't change that, they still serve the Penn State sour cream pretzels. I'm very excited to see whether that's actually going to be the snack, because for some reason this seems to be like the go-to snack for airlines to provide an economy class on transatlantic flight. I've seen this probably on a dozen airlines already, the exact same snack on British Airways, on Delta, on Virgin Atlantic. So there's going to be some kind of small snack. Maybe it's going to be the one that I had before. We'll see about that. And one thing that a couple of you have mentioned as an expectation as well is that Virgin Atlantic provides complimentary alcoholic beverages. I think this is something pretty standard as well. So of course I'm going to expect that too, even though today I'm not going for any alcoholic beverages on this flight. Then before the main meal, I think they're going to hand out menu cards. This is also something that I've experienced 2.5 years ago on my flight to Los Angeles, and it is a very simple feature that unfortunately very few airlines provide in economy class, and it can be really useful so that you can make an informed decision about what meal you're going to eat on that flight, because fish or chicken isn't really a very detailed explanation about what that dish is going to be. So having a menu card really adds to the economy class experience in a very big way for me, even though it's such a very small feature. And since I had this 2 years ago, I do expect this to be provided on this flight as well. And then of course I do expect there to be a regular economy class long haul meal with a main dish, with an appetizer, with a dessert, everything that you might expect. And then I do expect there to be a snack to be served before landing, and there are very different opinions that I read on the community page from you guys, because some of you expect there to be a complete full second meal, something that I really don't expect because the flight to JFK is just about 7.5 hours. Some of you expected just a small snack, small cold snack. I think my expectation would be that they serve like a small hot snack, because there are a variety of snacks that airlines can use in economy class. They mainly come in these little cardboard boxes, and they're prepared and warmed up in the boxes, so they just hand you a box. It's a very simple kind of service, but it can be everything from little pastries filled with some kind of meat filling, or flatbreads, or wraps or something like that. So I do expect there to be a little hot snack to be served before landing. And when I flew with them to Los Angeles 2 years ago, they did provide little ice cream in the middle of the flight as like a mid-flight snack. Los Angeles, that's around an 11.5-hour flight from London. Today we're just going on a 7.5-hour flight, so I don't think there is going to be a mid-flight snack. And then some other things that I've seen some of you write down as an expectation. An adjustable headrest. I think this is something very interesting. Not every airline actually provides this in economy class, which is very sad, because it really improves the quality of sleep that you can get on the seat. At least for me it does. So I'm going to check for you whether an adjustable headrest is provided. One of you also mentioned there that you would expect newspapers to be provided in a jet bridge upon boarding. This is actually something that Virgin Atlantic might do because British Airways provides complimentary newspapers to all passengers, including economy class passengers. And I think Virgin Atlantic is going to try to match that level of service and do this as well. So I'm going to check whether newspapers are provided in economy class. And then some of you also mentioned that they would expect an amenity kit. However, this is a very premium feature for economy class that very few airlines offer. And I actually do not expect this from Virgin Atlantic, especially not in a 7.5-hour daytime flight. And then last but not least, one of you wrote down as an expectation, purple mood lighting. It's a brand new plane, it's Virgin Atlantic, I think this would be a fair expectation as well. So that's basically it. The flight is boarding soon, so I'd suggest that we're heading to the gate now and check some expectations. Alright, so I'm heading to the gate now, but I'm not actually heading to the gate of my flight because I'm not the only one who's flying to New York today. Because Paul is flying to New York too.
Hey guys.
But he's on an earlier flight and he's flying in business class, right?
Business class, upper class on the new A350.
Ooh,
yeah.
So if you want to see his review of the business class cabin, I will link it right here in the upper corner. So I highly recommend that you check it out and you check out his channel too, because he does great flight reviews as well.
So I'm really looking forward to my flight. It's going to be an amazing experience. I'm going out in upper class and I'm actually returning in economy, so it's going to be great for me to compare those products as well. I'm sure David's video will be out before mine on economy class, so make sure that you have a great time watching this video.
You are approaching the end of the
Oh, is that alright? Sure.
Thank you. By the way, regarding the earlier mentioned newspapers, I've got them right here. Got the Sun, the Times, the Financial Times, a couple of magazines. Not the best selection, but definitely better than nothing at all. And for me, an expectation met. Alright, let's board the plane. Hello. Hello. I'm in K. Oh, thank you so much. Alright, so here we are on board the Airbus A350. The legroom is impressive. Like, that's actually almost premium economy-like legroom. Well, not premium economy-like, but it's pretty good legroom. You did have a pillow, a blanket, and the headphones waiting for you on the seat, and on first glance this seems to be a very standard economy class seat. However, there is a USB port here, but I wasn't able to find a universal power outlet yet. There's also none beneath the seat. There are none here. Very interesting.
Members of our flying club, our Virgin Atlantic customers, as well as SkyMart members from our Delta partner on this code share flight DL4387.
So I just asked the crew and they told me that in fact there are no universal power outlets on this plane, which is negatively surprising. I mean, I appreciate that there are USB ports, there are even two of them, one here and one here, but I am very negatively surprised that on such a new aircraft, such a fairly standard feature these days is just not there. Very surprising. Move to the middle seat for some room and look at this. A beverage and, what did I tell you? Penn State sour cream pretzels. I love these. And of course, the purple mood lighting.
Welcome to John F. Kennedy Airport. The local time here is just approaching 9:15 in the evening. Whilst we taxi to the terminal, please keep your seatbelts fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt signs. All of us need to remain seated and keep the aisles under.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the nice flight. Thank you. You have a nice day. All right, here we are. Welcome to New York City. I finally made it to my hotel room, and before I go to bed, I just wanted to quickly make a recap of the flight. And I do have to say I have kind of mixed feelings about it. In general, it was a good long-haul flight. Virgin Atlantic ticks off most of the boxes. They even provide some of the premium features that you rarely see in economy class, like menu cards and hot towels. However, on the other side, and this actually makes it much more surprising, that they opted to not provide a universal power outlet, which is, you know, it's a small thing, but if you're planning to fly, you know, a daytime flight to the US that's like 7 hours in the future, maybe they fly the A350s to the West Coast, that's going to be 11 hours, and you want to get some work done, you want to work on your laptop, you don't really have a possibility to charge it, because as far as I know, you can't really charge your laptops using USB ports. So it is surprising that they opted to not include this feature, even though they have so much other good stuff that they provide on their flight. It's a little bit disappointing, but in general, apart from that, the only thing that also didn't really meet the expectation was the second meal, because I said I would expect a hot snack before landing, but the meal box, the snack box before landing was completely fine. There was a scone in there, some clotted cream, some jam, and a really high quality sandwich, like not one of these rubbery sandwiches with like a weird kind of meat in there. No, it was a real good high quality sandwich, which I really appreciated. So even though it wasn't warm, I think the second snack box was totally fine, totally appropriate for the duration of the flight. As expected, there was no mid-flight snack, the thing that they provided on the Los Angeles flight. They didn't provide this on the flight here to New York. There also was no amenity kit. This is also something that a couple of you have mentioned as an expectation, but I didn't really expect an amenity kit on a daytime flight to the US, a 7-hour flight in economy class anyway. Seat-wise, very, very comfortable. The adjustable headrest, the fact that there were just slightly below 100 passengers on the plane, that made it extremely comfortable. I got at least 6 hours of sleep on the flight, so the flight actually passed really quickly for me, and I really enjoyed it. The crew was amazing. So yeah, in total, not as good as I expected, like slightly below, but still, I have to say, Virgin Atlantic is a great airline with a great overall product, which makes it even more disappointing that they didn't include something as basic as a universal power outlet. But apart from that, very good product, very nice flight, beautiful aircraft, and I'm already looking to trying their A330 on the way back to Europe. But I'm not going to do a brutally honest episode about this. I'm just going to do a true report. So if you don't want to miss this video or any of our upcoming videos, I highly recommend that you subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And with that, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings from New York, and I'll see you soon for a new video.